Hello, I'm Donna Bush with your CID-TV News Brief, Community News and Weather Forecast. First, this Friday, the National Roads Authority's team showed key stakeholders a demo of its traffic management system.
Traffic flows. And that's the beautiful thing about this is so it took a while to build because we had to put in all these known things. So we had to put in the actual parameters so that when it tries to do this analysis for us, it's actually using data, using all of the employment stuff that we've put in and so forth.
Getting accurate figures.
Yeah, accurate figures and stuff. And then it can tell you, okay, if you do this, if you do that. The other thing you can also do with this is also put in the bus stuff, the mass transit.
Attending the traffic management system demonstration on Friday morning were members of the Chamber of Commerce and the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service. Well, on Thursday, His Excellency Governor Martin Roper and the Honourable Joseph Hugh, who spoke on behalf of Premier Alden McLaughlin, spoke with attendees at the Cayman Alternative Investment Summit 2020. At the 7th annual conference, His Excellency briefed everyone on the government structure of the Cayman Islands as an overseas territories and the financial services industry's ability to adapt to global changes.
Cayman is a highly sophisticated and well-run British overseas territory. It enjoys a substantial degree of autonomy and self-government over a vast range of domestic affairs, including financial services. I am appointed by Her Majesty the Queen and have responsibility for effective good governance in a broad sense, rule of law, internal security, external affairs, defence, and an impartial judiciary and civil service. I'm pleased to report to you that there is close collaboration between myself, our Premier, and his government. The environment in which the Cayman Islands financial services industry operates is changing rapidly. However, a cornerstone of the success of the jurisdiction has been its ability to adapt in the face of change and to identify opportunities to anticipate market demands and demonstrate the leadership that has made it a premier tax-neutral global financial hub. From a culture of cooperation and engagement to a beneficial policy of tax neutrality to a commitment to the rule of law and respect for a knowledgeable and independent judiciary, the Cayman Islands and its financial services industry are poised to successfully meet the changes taking place around the world.
Minister Joseph Hugh gave an address, as I mentioned earlier, on behalf of Premier the Honourable Alden McLaughlin at CAIS, where the themes for the two-day event are high digital, low carbon future and preparing for geopolitical challenges.
The two themes are, of course, inextricably linked. Some might think it is unnecessary for the people of these three small islands in the Caribbean to be concerning ourselves with geopolitical challenges. However, we have compelling reasons to do so. If one of the most significant challenges facing all of us is climate change, then islands like ours are in the front line. As you may have observed, Grand Cayman is very flat, with the highest point of the island only being 60 feet above sea level. Sea level rise, therefore, poses a very obvious threat. At the same time, we are exposed to increasingly severe hurricane risk as weather patterns grow extreme. In Cayman, we have to think differently about development if we are going to meet these challenges successfully. It is the Caribbean, so everyone wants to build as close to our beautiful sea as possible. And in order to keep the feel of the islands, we wanted development heights to be restricted, and the result has been sprawling development along our coastlines. In the future, we need to think in terms of greater setbacks and higher building heights so we can give room for the sea. We must also use the spaces created for more natural and green space for both humans and our diverse flora and fauna. All these issues are being addressed in the comprehensive Plan Cayman process that my ministry is leading on behalf of the government.
More than 80 speakers and moderators appeared throughout the conference. 50% are leading women from across the alternative investment industry. The summit was attended by more than 500 fund managers, institutional investors, economists, and academics. And you can watch both speeches here on CID television on February 15th, or you can go to our YouTube channel to watch them now. Well, dozens of civil servants attended a session held just for them after the recent 7.7 magnitude earthquake shook the three Cayman Islands. Understanding How the Earthquake Affected Us was the title of the session, facilitated by psychologist and director of the Wellness Center, Mrs. Shannon Seymour. The aim of the session was to ensure employees who wanted or needed to hear from the experts just how to deal with the shock of disasters had the opportunity to do so. And finally, coming up on today's Friday Focus, following the CIG TV News Brief, we'll watch highlights with hundreds of children from Sir John A. Cumber Primary School and the Clifton Hunter High Schools as they compete and prepare for upcoming interprimary and intersecondary track and field meets scheduled for March 13th and 20th, respectively. Now for a check on other community stories making Radio Cayman headlines this Friday. The Sister Islands rock iguana is critically endangered due to threats such as habitat loss, invasive mammal predation, and mortality from traffic along roads, according to the DOE's quarterly magazine Flickr. The last survey of the Sister Islands rock iguana population in Little Cayman was completed back in 2015 and estimated the population size to be just under 3,000 iguanas. However, as threats to the population have increased, updated estimates are needed to inform the management of the species. So in November, a distance sampling survey was conducted across Little Cayman, and it estimates the population size of Sister Islands rock iguanas in Little Cayman to now be at 1,786. For more on this and other Radio Cayman stories, you can go online to radiocayman.gov.ky. Of course, turning now to the Friday forecast from the Cayman Islands National Weather Service. Today, moderate to fresh east to southeasterly winds and moderate seas will continue across the Cayman area. That's for the next 24 hours as a high-pressure system weakens over the central Atlantic Ocean. Radar images show isolated showers in and around the Cayman area moving towards the north. Friday's high temperature reached 84 degrees Fahrenheit, while the low is 74. We can expect partly cloudy skies becoming cloudy at times with a 30% chance of showers. Winds are from the southeast to south 10 to 15 knots and east to southeast 5 to 10 knots tonight. For you boaters, seas are moderate to rough with wave heights decreasing to 3 to 5 feet today. Remember, you can go online to weather.gov.ky for the latest forecast from them. As well, you can download the National Weather Services app. That's CINWS. And that ends today's news brief here on CIG Television. If you missed it for today or throughout the week, you can go online to the Cayman Islands Government Facebook page or the CIG Television YouTube channel. I'm Donna Bush, wishing you a safe and, of course, a wonderful weekend and inviting you back here to join us again on Monday. Until then, bye-bye for now.